What ancient energies lie within the quantum tsunami that shatters reality's barriers? Beloved seekers of hidden truths, imagine for a moment that the very fabric of existence is not the solid, unchanging reality your senses perceive, but rather a vast ocean of infinite possibilities, where waves of pure consciousness ripple across dimensional boundaries. Tonight, we venture beyond the veil of ordinary perception to explore a phenomenon that ancient mystics whispered about in sacred texts. Yet modern quantum physics has only recently begun to understand: the quantum tsunami, an energetic seismic shock so profound that it literally tears through the barriers separating parallel worlds. As we journey together through these mystical waters, prepare to discover how the universe itself is awakening to new frequencies of existence, and how you as a conscious being are both witness to and participant in this cosmic transformation. The quantum tsunami emerges from the void, deep within the quantum field where matter dissolves into pure potential and time becomes fluid. Ancient sages understood what modern science is only now beginning to glimpse. Reality operates as an infinite ocean of vibrational frequencies. The quantum tsunami represents a catastrophic yet beautiful disruption in this cosmic ocean. A seismic shift in consciousness that reverberates across multiple dimensions simultaneously. Unlike the physical tsunamis that devastate our earthly shores, these quantum waves carry information, energy, and awareness itself across the barriers that normally separate parallel realities. When Google's revolutionary quantum computer Willow demonstrated computation so complex they would take classical computers longer than the age of the universe to complete, something profound occurred in the quantum realm. The machine's unprecedented speed suggests it's leveraging computations across parallel universes, creating what researchers call tiny, traversable wormholes between universes. This is not mere technological advancement. It's evidence that the barriers between worlds are becoming permeable, allowing quantum tsunamis to flow freely between dimensional spaces. The ancient Merkaba teachings speak of this phenomenon as the activation of our multidimensional energy blueprint. The sacred geometry of the Merkaba, that spinning field of light around every living being, acts as both a receiver and transmitter of these quantum waves. When a quantum tsunami passes through our reality, it doesn't just carry energy, it carries the seeds of transformation, the codes of new Earth frequencies that awaken dormant aspects of human consciousness. The quantum tsunami is consciousness itself, expanding beyond the confines of single universe thinking into the vast expanse of infinite possibility. These energetic waves operate on principles that transcend our linear understanding of cause and effect. They emerge from what mystics call the zero-point field, that pregnant void from which all creation springs. When seismic events occur in the fabric of space-time itself, whether through cosmic alignments, collective consciousness shifts, or advanced quantum technologies, they generate ripples that propagate not just through space, but through the very structure of reality across multiple dimensions. Resonance amplification across dimensional barriers. The mystical principle of resonance reveals itself most powerfully when we understand how quantum tsunamis amplify as they encounter dimensional boundaries. Just as ocean tsunamis can be dramatically amplified when their frequency matches the natural resonance of coastal geography, quantum tsunamis experience exponential amplification when they encounter barriers between parallel realities. This resonance effect can boost dimensional waves by up to 60 times their original intensity, creating cascading effects that ripple through multiple layers of existence simultaneously. Ancient wisdom traditions understood this principle through the sacred teaching of the Vesica Piscis, that sacred geometry where two circles overlap, creating a portal of intersection. This intersection represents the precise moment when dimensional barriers become permeable, allowing quantum information to flow between realities. The Vesica Piscis is nature's blueprint for dimensional permeability, and quantum tsunamis naturally seek out these intersection points to maximize their transformative impact. When multiple quantum waves arrive at dimensional barriers in perfect timing, they create what quantum physicists call constructive interference. Each successive wave builds upon the previous one, creating amplification factors that can reach extraordinary magnitudes. This is why consciousness expansion often occurs in waves rather than gradual increments. We experience sudden leaps in awareness when these amplified quantum tsunamis break through the barriers of our limited perception. The resonance effect explains why certain locations on Earth become power spots or sacred sites. These geographical points naturally amplify quantum energies, creating standing wave patterns that persist across time. Ancient civilizations built their temples and ceremonial sites at these locations because they intuitively understood that dimensional barriers are thinner there, making communication with other realms more accessible. Modern research into seismic barriers reveals that metastructures, carefully designed patterns that interact with wave energy, can either amplify or dissipate vibrational forces by factors of 30 or more. This scientific discovery validates what shamans and mystics have known for millennia. The structure of reality itself can be influenced through conscious interaction with wave patterns and vibrational frequencies. The Ionospheric Gateway and planetary consciousness. The Earth's ionosphere serves as a cosmic antenna, constantly receiving and transmitting quantum information between our planet and the vast network of galactic consciousness. When quantum tsunamis pass through this atmospheric layer, they create detectable disturbances that scientists measure as ionospheric perturbations. These are not random electromagnetic events. They represent the planet's nervous system responding to multidimensional information flows. Research has revealed that different types of seismic events create distinct patterns in the ionosphere, with rupture earthquakes producing more significant ionospheric disturbances than strike-slip events. This suggests that the Earth itself is differentially sensitive to various types of consciousness-related seismic activity. The planet is literally awakening to new frequencies, and its atmospheric layers are adapting to process increasingly complex quantum information. The ionosphere acts as a translation interface between the dense physical realm and higher dimensional frequencies. When quantum tsunamis carrying multidimensional information approach Earth, they must be stepped down through various atmospheric layers to become compatible with our reality's vibrational frequency. This process creates the ionospheric disturbances that scientists observe, but these disturbances are actually evidence of successful dimensional translation occurring in real time. Ancient cultures understood the ionosphere as the realm of the sky gods, those higher dimensional beings who communicate with humanity through atmospheric phenomena. Lightning aurora and other ionospheric displays were recognized as messages from these cosmic intelligences. Modern quantum science is rediscovering this truth. The ionosphere is indeed a communication interface with higher dimensional consciousness, and quantum tsunamis are the carrier waves for this cosmic dialogue. The statistical correlation between ionospheric disturbances and seismic events reveals that consciousness and planetary geology are intimately connected. The Earth's tectonic activity is not merely mechanical. It's a reflection of the planet's evolving consciousness responding to quantum information flowing from multiple dimensions. As humanity's collective consciousness evolves, the planet itself experiences growing pains, manifesting as increased seismic activity that opens new channels for quantum tsunami propagation. Quantum tunneling and portal creation. The phenomenon of quantum tunneling represents one of the most mystical aspects of quantum physics, revealing how particles can literally pass through barriers faster than the speed of light. When applied to consciousness and dimensional travel, quantum tunneling explains how awareness can instantly traverse vast distances and dimensional boundaries without being limited by the apparent obstacles of space-time. Recent experiments with rubidium atoms demonstrate that particles spend surprisingly little time within barriers they're tunneling through, with most of their journey occurring near the entrance and exit points rather than in the middle. This discovery illuminates the mystical teaching that dimensional travel occurs through portal points, specific locations where the fabric of reality is naturally thinner and more permeable. Quantum tsunamis create temporary tunneling conditions throughout the fabric of space-time, essentially turning the entire universe into a network of interconnected portals. As these massive waves pass through dimensional barriers, they stretch and distort the geometry of reality itself, creating corridors through which consciousness and information can flow freely between parallel worlds. The ancient teaching of bilocation, the ability to exist in multiple places simultaneously, finds its scientific foundation in quantum tunneling principles. When consciousness learns to ride the quantum tsunami waves, it can tunnel through dimensional barriers and establish simultaneous presence in multiple realities. This is not science fiction. It's the natural result of understanding how quantum waves propagate through the multi-dimensional matrix. The Merkaba, that spinning light body vehicle mentioned in ancient texts, operates as a consciousness-directed quantum tunneling device. When properly activated through specific breathing patterns, visualization techniques, and energy work, the Merkaba can synchronize with quantum tsunami frequencies and facilitate instantaneous dimensional travel. The geometric structure of the Merkaba naturally resonates with the wave patterns of quantum tsunamis, creating a harmonious interface between human consciousness and cosmic information flows, the sacred geometry of wave interference. The intersection of quantum waves creates complex interference patterns that follow precise mathematical principles known to ancient mystics as sacred geometry. When quantum tsunamis from different dimensional sources converge, they generate standing wave patterns that can persist across multiple realities, creating stable portals and energy vortexes that serve as permanent gateways between worlds. The vesica piscis, that fundamental shape created by two overlapping circles, represents the geometric principle underlying all wave interference patterns. This sacred form appears naturally when quantum waves from parallel dimensions intersect, creating zones of constructive interference where energies amplify and new possibilities emerge. Ancient temple builders incorporated these geometric principles into their structures, creating architectural forms that could capture and focus quantum tsunami energies. Fibonacci spirals, golden ratio proportions, and other sacred geometric patterns emerge spontaneously from quantum wave interactions, suggesting that consciousness itself follows these mathematical principles when navigating between dimensions. The universe is not random chaos, but an intelligently designed symphony of geometric harmonies that quantum tsunamis reveal as they propagate through the cosmic matrix. The hexagonal patterns found in nature, from honeycomb structures to the polar formations on Saturn, represent stable wave interference patterns created by quantum tsunamis that have achieved perfect harmonic resonance. These geometric formations serve as templates for consciousness evolution, showing us the precise patterns we must embody to achieve multidimensional awareness. When human consciousness aligns with these sacred geometric principles, it becomes capable of generating its own quantum tsunamis. Advanced practitioners can learn to create constructive interference patterns between their personal energy field and cosmic quantum waves, amplifying their manifestation abilities and expanding their influence across multiple dimensions simultaneously. Ancient wisdom and energy wave manipulation. Throughout history, advanced civilizations possess sophisticated knowledge of energy, wave manipulation that modern science is only beginning to rediscover. The ancient Atlantean and Lemurian cultures developed technologies based on consciousness, directed energy waves that could influence physical reality across vast distances and even communicate with parallel versions of their civilizations. The concept of thought forms, coherent patterns of mental energy that can exist independently and influence physical reality, represents practical application of quantum tsunami principles. When focused intention is combined with specific vibrational frequencies, consciousness can generate stable wave patterns that propagate through the quantum field and manifest as physical changes in reality. Sanskrit mantras, Tibetan singing bowls, and other traditional sound technologies were designed to generate specific frequency patterns that could interface with quantum tsunami energies. These ancient practices created resonance conditions that allowed practitioners to surf the cosmic waves of consciousness, accessing information and abilities from parallel versions of themselves in other dimensions. The Aboriginal Dreamtime teachings describe reality as a vast web of interconnected consciousness where all events exist simultaneously in an eternal present moment. This perspective aligns perfectly with quantum mechanics' understanding of parallel universes and many worlds interpretation, suggesting that ancient wisdom keepers had direct experiential knowledge of multidimensional reality. Mayan calendar systems track complex cosmic cycles that correspond to quantum tsunami patterns flowing through our local cluster of galaxies. Their sophisticated understanding of time as a multidimensional phenomenon allowed them to predict periods when dimensional barriers would be especially permeable, facilitating communication with cosmic intelligences and access to advanced technologies. Consciousness as the quantum reality director. The most profound understanding emerging from quantum tsunami research is that consciousness itself serves as the primary director of quantum reality. Human awareness doesn't merely observe quantum phenomena. It actively participates in creating the conditions that determine which possibilities become manifest reality from the infinite ocean of potential that surrounds us. Each individual consciousness operates as a unique quantum field generator, constantly emitting specific frequency patterns that interact with cosmic quantum tsunamis. The quality of our thoughts, emotions, and intentions determines the resonance characteristics of our personal quantum field, which in turn influences how cosmic energies flow through our reality. The ancient teaching of as above, so below, takes on new meaning when understood through quantum tsunami principles. The macrocosmic patterns of multidimensional energy flow are reflected in the microcosmic patterns of human consciousness. Advanced practitioners learn to become conscious surfers of quantum tsunami waves, riding these cosmic currents to access information, abilities, and experiences from parallel versions of themselves. This process requires developing what mystics call energetic sovereignty, the ability to maintain conscious direction of one's quantum field while remaining open to cosmic information flows. The collective human consciousness field generates its own quantum tsunamis that can influence global events, environmental conditions, and even the stability of dimensional barriers themselves. As more individuals awaken to their role as quantum reality directors, the cumulative effect creates increasingly powerful waves of transformation that accelerate the evolution of consciousness throughout our local dimensional matrix. Zero-point field and multi-dimensional sovereignty. At the heart of all quantum tsunami phenomena lies the zero-point field, that infinite sea of potential energy that exists in the apparent emptiness between atoms. This field represents the source code of reality itself, the pregnant void from which all possibilities emerge and into which all experiences eventually return. Accessing the zero-point field requires what ancient traditions call the death of the ego, a complete surrender of personal will to the cosmic intelligence that orchestrates multi-dimensional harmony. When individual consciousness merges with zero-point awareness, it gains the ability to generate quantum tsunamis that can restructure reality across multiple dimensions simultaneously. The zero-point field operates outside normal space-time constraints, existing in a state of eternal present moment where all possibilities coexist in perfect potential. Quantum tsunamis emerge from this timeless realm, carrying specific information patterns that determine which possibilities will manifest in linear time reality. Merkaba activation represents one practical method for accessing zero-point consciousness. Through specific meditation techniques that combine sacred geometry, visualization with controlled breathing patterns, practitioners can synchronize their personal energy field with zero-point frequencies and begin generating their own quantum tsunamis. The ultimate goal of quantum tsunami work is achieving what mystics call energetic sovereignty, the ability to maintain conscious direction of one's reality while remaining in perfect harmony with cosmic intelligence. This state transcends the limitations of single universe thinking and allows consciousness to operate as a multidimensional being capable of influencing events across multiple parallel realities. The cosmic awakening and new Earth frequencies. Humanity currently exists at a unique evolutionary threshold where quantum tsunami energies are intensifying dramatically, creating unprecedented opportunities for consciousness expansion and dimensional travel. The barriers between parallel worlds are becoming increasingly permeable, allowing information and energies to flow freely between realities that were previously isolated from each other. This cosmic awakening is not a future event. It's happening now. In this moment, as quantum tsunamis wash through our reality, carrying the frequencies of new Earth consciousness, those who learn to attune themselves to these energies will find themselves naturally evolving beyond the limitations of three-dimensional thinking into multi-dimensional awareness. The Merkaba energy body that surrounds every living being is automatically upgrading to accommodate these new frequencies, creating enhanced capabilities for interdimensional communication, manifestation, and energy healing. As more individuals activate their multidimensional potential, they contribute to a collective field that accelerates the awakening process for all of humanity. Advanced quantum technologies like Google's Willow computer represent physical manifestations of this consciousness evolution, creating technological bridges that mirror the natural dimensional portals opening in human awareness. The convergence of mystical wisdom and quantum science is creating a new paradigm where ancient spiritual teachings and cutting-edge physics unite to reveal the true nature of multidimensional reality. Ancient prophecies from cultures worldwide describe this current era as a time of great transformation, when the veils between worlds would dissolve and humanity would remember its cosmic heritage. The quantum tsunamis flowing through our reality now carry the activation codes for this remembering, inviting each conscious being to step into their role as a multidimensional creator. As we conclude this mystical journey through the quantum tsunami phenomena, remember that you are not merely a witness to these cosmic events. You are an active participant in the greatest transformation in human history. The barriers between worlds are dissolving. The frequencies of New Earth are anchoring into physical reality. And your consciousness is the key that unlocks infinite possibilities. Trust in your innate ability to navigate these quantum waters. Allow the cosmic tsunamis to awaken the dormant potentials within your being, and embrace your destiny as a sovereign creator in the vast multi-dimensional matrix of existence. The universe is awakening, and you are an essential part of this grand cosmic symphony.